Hey, what's up? And welcome to Just Dicking Around. So today we are going to smoke some short ribs, some beef short ribs. And they should smoke up phenomenal. I just want to tell you real quickly where short ribs on beef come from. So right here, okay, is the beef brisket. And right behind the beef brisket are the short ribs. So short ribs are cut from the fattier part of the very end of that brisket. So that's why short ribs have such good, thick, heavy marbling. And they cook up phenomenal. People normally they'll braise short ribs. And they'll slow cook them or cook them in a crock pot or something like that, or just put them in the oven for a long time. But we are gonna rub these things up, and then we're gonna take them and put them in the smoker. It's really cold outside, so we're gonna have a good time doing that. But we're gonna get it done, and I'll take you with me. So check this out. Here's our rub, and the rub that you want to use for a thing of ribs like this, for these kind of short ribs, you want to use a rub that you would use for smoking a beef brisket, okay? And we're going to use that rub on the ribs. We're going to put it directly on, and then we're going to chill the ribs overnight, and then we're going to smoke the ribs, and they're going to come out phenomenal. I promise you, they will be the best tasting smoked beef ribs you've ever seen in your life. All right, stay tuned. We'll get these things rubbed up. All right, so here we go. Going to get rubbing the short ribs. So I've got the rub here that we just talked about a little while ago. And this is basically a half rack of the short ribs right here on the bone. So I do season the underside. I'm going to season it up really good. That's some of my trimmings there. Some of the trimmings there. Anyway, you want to season these up really, really good. Sometimes people will use a binder like mustard or something like that. We're not going to use any binders. We're just going to get it on here the best we can. And then we've got a whole nother one that we're going to do. Now, I did, I don't know if you noticed, I did put the rub on pretty heavy here. So I also want you to know that you want to get the sides of the rib also, because you want a good bark all the way around this short rib, and you'll get a good bark all the way around it if you can put the rub right on the sides also. Scoop that right there, because a lot of it does fall off right there. So, like I said, you want to use a rub that's comparable to something you would use on a beef brisket, because this is a beef short rib. So, this rub is absolutely phenomenal on beef brisket. So, I know it'll be awesome on these big, huge, slow smoked short ribs. So there's that one. rub down. Let's get the other one. Now, if you'll notice on this one, I did not skin them. And that one's rubbed up. Now, I'm going to let those sit overnight and then we'll put them on the smoker. Hey, what's up? All right, I'm at it again. But the only difference between being at it before and now is it's like 7 degrees out here in Indiana. And, you know, we've prepped our ribs. As you can see, getting the old smoker fired up. I used my electric igniter, as you can see down there. Use the electric igniter to get that charcoal going, otherwise it'd take forever to get it going. So, got the charcoal going and got the firebox going. We're just gonna wait for this thing to get up to temp a little bit. It's not even at 100, so we're gonna let it get up to temp a little bit, and then we're gonna get these ribs on and get them going. Again, you want these ribs to be really, really cool. We got them all rubbed up. They're really cool. They're in a real cold refrigerator right at like 33 degrees. And we're gonna pull them out, stick them on the smoker so we get that really, really good smoke ring. All right, folks, stay tuned. We'll get these ribs on in just a little while. Let this thing get up to temp a little bit. All right, so got our wood fired up. Everything's going. And we are actually, the smoker is showing 400, but I can assure you it's not at 400. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to hold my hand on it like that. So, I don't know what temperature it's at. I know the ribs are cooking, but let me show you what we got here, okay? Show you how delicious these ribs look. Huge ribs, too. There we go. Got beef ribs and also pork loin back ribs or baby back ribs, and a lot of smoke. Sorry about the smoke. So anyway, we're gonna let these things go for about all the pork ribs will go for about probably 3 or 4 hours, and the other ones will go for about 5 hours. We might wrap them toward the end. We'll see how they're cooking up and get back at you. All right, so got a little apple juice here. We're gonna spritz up the ribs a little bit. Yeah, looking good. Got a really nice mahogany color. I don't know if you can see them. Get down in here. Oh yeah, looking good. Those are just about done there. I'll take those off in a little while. I'm just gonna spritz these. Let them go for, I don't know, another 20 minutes, half hour or something like that. Then I'll take them off here. These beef ribs are going to cook for a good while, though. Oh, yeah. You can see those things starting to pull off the bone a little bit there, and a little bit right over there. All right. It's probably good. Close that up. We're going to open this up a little bit so we can get a little more heat going. Check on them in about 20 minutes. Okay, so here are the beef short ribs. Slow smoked. I wrapped them at about 4.5 hours and let them go for another hour and a half. And they're looking good. Feeling nice and tender. So, let's cut them open and see how they look. Like butter. Look at that. Look at that awesome smoke ring, baby. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in right here. And show you, man, look at that smoke ring right there. And hear the dog too. Look at that. There we go. That's disgusting, but just kidding. That right there is how you slow smoke short ribs.